Hi, I'm Mark Cleghorn and welcome to Pose-Tober on the Photographer Academy, and we're looking at boudoir photography and how you can add different ideas into your session to either spice it up or just to add more variety. So every day on the Academy, we're adding one new image in for you, and you can check up here on our YouTube channel to kind of see the same content, but obviously our members get it ahead of time. But the Pose-Tober series is focused obviously on boudoir photography and their kind of how-to, so I'll explain the poses step by step. We can also look at why to add them in, perhaps into your sessions to add that variety. But I'm sure that during the 31 ideas that we're giving you during the course of the month, you're going to be able to take it away, whether it's classic, creative, different moods and styles, different body shapes. You'll be able to actually add in the different kind of styles, as I said. So we definitely couldn't do the classic boudoir week without bringing the pose 6 in, which is standing curve. Classically, this is all about one kind of foot. So in other words, all the weight is usually onto the back leg or the back foot in the classic stance. Or if it's a little bit more of a rock chick kind of dominant kind of body shape or client, then we would actually pose onto the front foot as such. The benefit of putting all the weight onto the back foot, it naturally creates a body curve where the bottom is pushed out to one side. So the S curve that we're trying to achieve, if we kind of start at the top of the forehead in this image and we trace it down to the shoulder, and then we kind of go down to the elbow, and then we come back down to the bottom hand, you start to see kind of an inverted S there. Whereas if we tilted the subject's head towards the far shoulder as such, and perhaps she was looking at me, then we would have a S curve if all the weight was on the back foot. So in other words, we would start at the top of the head again, kind of come down, shape towards the actual top of the bust, then actually comes back down again towards the hip and so on with it. So the kind of the classic S curve is with the weight on the back foot. As I said, in this image, she's got the weight on the front foot. What's the difference? The classic means that the front leg is bent because it's a balanced leg. And what that does, it kind of hides the join of the leg at the top by the pants. So in other words, we're hiding the groin. So in other words, we've got a lovely twist of the body, twist of the hip and so on with it, then a bend of the knee, and the front foot can even be on a toe to kind of exaggerate that more. Once we've kind of basically got the fundamental kind of posing and the weight positioning, then we can decide exactly what we're going to do with the hands. Now, you'll know if you've kind of watched some of my boudoir photography, especially some of the training stuff that I've done with Kelsey on the Academy, we kind of start with this window light. In fact, that what you're looking at here is actually a big softbox with some netting in front of it that looks like a window. But I always turn the body away from the light source because that will give me a three-dimensional bust, because it will put a shadow line between the boobs. Then what we're doing is usually turning the hip away from the light source as well. But what we're doing is being able to actually use the hands for a posing position. So if we were to look at her front hand here, the front hand could come up to the nickel line. It can actually just be kind of almost putting it back, the shirt back onto the shoulder. She could be using this front hand up near the bra strap line itself. She could be using both hands between the boobs as if she's tying up or fastening the bra between the boobs again. She could be using the far hand actually coming up towards the bra strap as well. All of these little changes in position will slightly alter the S curve into a little bit more dynamic, but it's got to be a part of a kind of a boudoir shoot because it allows you to just really exaggerate the body curves without any real work, but it does start from the weight onto one foot or the other first. If you'd like to see some more content on the Photographer Academy, simply go over to thephotographeracademy.com. And if it's boudoir photography you're interested in, just scroll onto portrait, then kind of scroll down to boudoir, click onto that, and you'll see a whole host of different kind of topics for you to actually click onto. And any of the orange banners then takes you to the pages where you can actually follow that through to see more of our content.